This story is based on a true event. After graduating from high school, I moved away from my hometown to go to college, something I'd never experienced before. However, I wasn't alone. My friend Jackson came with me. The day we moved into our new house, it was like a new beginning. We'd never been so far from home, and that freedom was exciting, even intoxicating. That same night, immersed in the excitement of our new lives, we made a decision we later regretted. We went to see a horror movie, The Conjuring. What a huge mistake. We came back terrified, exhausted, and tired. It was late, so we decided to go to sleep. Jackson entered the room first, and I stayed there for about 5 minutes. I don't even remember why. By the time I entered, it was completely dark. Jackson was asleep. I turned on my phone's flashlight and got into bed. Then, I heard a sound. A strange sound. At first, I thought it was just my imagination. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. Still, I forced myself to go back to sleep. The next morning, I woke up late, around 9. Jackson was already awake. As soon as I opened my eyes, I remembered everything from the night before. The lateness, the darkness, the sound. It seemed like someone was crying softly and whispering my name. At the time, I ignored it. I convinced myself it wasn't real, but then I remembered something else. That night, when I looked in the mirror just before bed, I saw something, a girl. She was holding something, what looked like a dog, but it wasn't clearly visible. Still, I know what I saw. I told Jackson everything. He laughed nervously and said, "Dude, it's just your imagination playing tricks on you." To distract ourselves, we took a walk near Times Square trying to ease the anxiety. And for a few days, it worked. But then, a few days later, I got a call from my dad. My mom suddenly became ill, very ill, and I had to come home immediately. Before I left, I asked Jackson to come with me. "Just 2 days," I said, but he refused. "I have some business to take care of here," he said. I left. But that image, the girl in the mirror, kept haunting me. Who was she? And why did I feel she was connected to me? As soon as I got home, I called Jackson. He didn't answer. I called again. Nothing. 3, 4 times. No answer. Then, about half an hour later, he finally called. His voice sounded fine. That calmed me enough to sleep that night, but the days that followed were anything but peaceful. My mother's condition worsened, but after a while, everything returned to normal and I decided to return. The day I entered that house again, I'll never forget what I saw. Everything seemed wrong. The house was silent, too silent. The air felt heavy, motionless. I called Jackson. There was no answer. I checked my phone, no messages, no missed calls, nothing. It was getting dark. With my heart pounding, I turned on the flashlight and walked slowly into the room. And when I opened the door, Jackson was lying on the floor, lifeless, on the wall, stained with blood. My mother's name was written. I froze, paralyzed. I didn't even have the courage to touch Jackson's body. I ran. I left everything behind. That house, that nightmare. 2 days later, I returned home, but I wasn't the same. I kept thinking, if I had stayed with Jackson, would I still be alive? But this story isn't over. To this day, I remember the name written on that wall. Why my mother's name? Who was the girl in the mirror? How did she know my name? My family? Was Jackson the first, or am I next? If you want to know what really happened to Jackson, who that girl was, and what she wants, you have to listen to part 2. If this video gets 10,000 likes, I'll post the next part. And for those of you who are ready, write Jackson in the comments.